phase of moon.
Third phase of moon here, Blake Cousins. We've got a special report along with a huge panel tonight. We've opened up a third phase of moon and brought in experts to go over the footage that comes in every day. We've got a renowned expert in regards to crash and retrieval on the panel, Preston Dennett. We've got radio host Richard Giordano from Goof On Radio, including DJ Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio. We've got a YouTuber, UFO Proof, with us. Also, we have with us from the Rebel Underground Network, Doc Skinner, including my brother, Brent Cousins. Let's get to it. The background behind this photograph that I received a few days ago is apparently from a police officer in Mexico. Captured in 2017 is the information we received, but there's nothing else behind it. We've invited the panel to take a look at this photograph, give us their opinion, and see if they could find out the mystery behind this. Is this a straight up hoax, or are we looking at a real alien being captured by a police officer? Let's get to Richard Giordano and get his opinion right away.
So, got the picture of this alien. I am blown away by it. And it's hard to blow me away because we went through the aliens that kind of looked like mannequins in early 2000s. We saw them up by a fence with the infrared, and they're blinding it's blinding their eyes, and they're trying to cover their eyes. If you guys remember those kind of looked real, but almost like mannequin-esque, I guess. Dummies. But this one, it's a photograph taken by a police officer, a trained observer, maybe not of aliens and UFOs, but he can definitely, describe what he saw better than most people. He knows how to observe something, and he saw this thing. This police officer, not just a regular citizen, a trained observer, saw this and took a picture of it.
So let's transition, get some more opinions in regards to this incredible photograph. Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, what's your thoughts?
Now, I have had a couple of moments to take a serious look at this photograph that you provided of this alien that looks to the forest. Now, as an experiencer and a journalist who's used to investigating stories, I have a lot of time to try and put things together. I try to look at all different angles to what I am actually looking at. When I look at this photo, I can tell that it has been enhanced by certain lighting that we could bring up through the computer. There's a couple of things that stand out for me. If I was going from a real skeptical side, this creature looks a lot like the creature from the movie Signs. The face is a little bit different, but the slender body and the color and skin tone is very much the same. The other thing that caught my attention about this creature was on its right knee, just above it. It almost looks like there is wrinkles like pants would have, or tight pants that have been pulled up a little too far. And that kind of made me look at it and say, well, is this really true? However, from an experiencer point of view, I'm a little bit baffled by this.
Absolutely fascinating, the connections and different opinions of what people see in this photograph. Appreciate the input. Now let's get to expert in regards to crash and retrievals, Preston Dennett.
So here we have another case of a police officer who claims to have photographed an alien. I find this interesting because there are a number of cases like this. There's a high percentage of police officers among UFO witnesses. It's the nature of their job, I think, and I know there's one case which took place in Alabama to Officer Jeff Greenhaw, who photographed a silver-suited figure. There's also a case which took place in Yorkshire, England in the late 1980s to Officer Philip Spencer. It's the famous Ilky Moore alien photograph. So when I heard about this case of another police officer photographing an ETA, I was intrigued to say the least. And looking at the photograph, I don't know. It looks like a gray, I can say that for sure. This is actually tracked down to a video, which I saw. It's about 3 seconds long. The backstory is that this was taken by a police officer who was called to a local park to investigate a person loitering there. What the video actually shows is 3 people sitting down. One guy's eating an apple, and a lady is taking cell footage apparently hears something, and this gray figure passes between two trees, and I'm a bit on the fence about it. What I do find most interesting about it is that the ET itself is very accurate to how people describe grays in a number of details, such as this thing has very thin legs and arms. It's not wearing any clothes apparently, or perhaps a very tight jumpsuit. It's got large dark eyes, big bald head. Looks like there's 4 fingers on its hand, 3 fingers and a thumb. This is more clear in the video. So yeah, real or fake, the details are absolutely accurate, but I'm going to remain on the fence with this one until I can talk to the witnesses themselves.
Interesting stuff, Preston. Thanks for joining us tonight. We've got more stories coming up. Everybody on the panel is incredible. Let's get to Kyle in regards to his evidence that he found out about this photograph. Go ahead, Kyle, from UFO Proof.
This photograph appears to show what we call a gray extraterrestrial being in the background of the photograph. Now, we were unable to validate any of the information that went along with this photograph. In fact, when you research some of the metadata on it, you find that this photograph has been cropped and resized many different times. And it doesn't even point to the origin of the photograph or where it might have came from. But it begs a question. This photograph does show what people report when it comes to reporting what extraterrestrials look like. They do appear to look the same. This photograph shows a being with a large head, bulbous eyes, long slender arms. Although the one thing I did notice was how tall this being looks compared to what is reported by other people, where this one appears to be between 5.5 foot to 6 feet tall, and most reports of gray aliens tend to be between 3 and 4 feet tall.
It's interesting, the reverse search image and what you could come up with that. It's interesting to find out even more evidence in regards to this photograph. Let's get to the Rebel Underground Network. Doc Skinner, what do you got for us?
From the analyzation of it, it doesn't look photoshopped. It looks very defined. And being in the business, entertainment industry, movie business for 30 years, I know about special effects and props and figurines for films and TV. So there could be this possibility somebody in a warehouse might have said, "Hey, I've got, this alien. Let's take a photo of it at the party tonight. Put it in the trees and stuff." And someone wanted to send it to us. That is a possibility. We like to look at things objectively, step outside the box, look at it from other perspectives other than just what everybody jumps on the bandwagon on, normally. So we like to be analytical. I think that's a word. So please let us know what you think about this image. Now let's go back to the image. If you notice, the facial features are very defined. The shoulder is very defined. The arm is glowing white because, if you notice, the tree is capturing most of the flash from the camera, and the rest that's going past the tree is going on the arm, and you can see the definition of the muscle tones and its structure. And the way the lighting is on that in a flash photo makes me strongly suspect, with my 3 decades of expertise, that it is possibly one of two things: either a prop figurine that was probably from a prop house or a movie set or something, or somebody's had one for Halloween and they propped it up. But it is, from the looks of it, 5 to 6 feet tall. And that's where I think it could also be a really skinny person, having some fun.
A fascinating subject matter. The photograph, in my opinion, we're looking at something that appears to be within the photograph itself. I don't think it's CGI, but I want to get your thought, Brent. What's your opinion of this photograph?
Yeah, exactly, Blake. It's great. We have a panel with us tonight. We're going over the evidence, and it's up to you and us here right now at Third Phase of Moon to figure out what this is. I'm looking at it, and is there a Photoshop that's happening right here? I'm looking at the silhouette next to the alien itself, and you notice there's a blue highlight that's kind of overlaying the alien face itself, which would be pretty difficult to do in Photoshop. What I'm looking at is actually, I'm thinking is in-house. It's actually taken through the camera. Now, could this be a mannequin? That's a possibility, but what we're looking at is legitimate.
And it looks darn real to me. It doesn't look like a dummy. It could be. We could all be faked. I get that. But you have to look back at the history people have seen aliens, have been abducted by them. So why can't it be real? Don't just dismiss it immediately. I want you to really think about what you have learned over the years. If you're a casual observer, type in, whatever you can in the search and compare this to other ones. Now, I have a photograph that I'm going to share with you guys that I don't know if you ever saw it. Looks very similar to this alien's head, its face. This kind of looks demon-esque to me. There we go again. It's really weird looking. You can see motion blur, a little bit of it. It's moving, I believe. It turned its head. It looks like the arm moved. And speaking of the arms, the limbs, if this is a fake, it doesn't look like a fake.
It looks very natural. It looks like something's lurking in the forest, like it's not supposed to be there, like it doesn't want to get caught or seen, which for some reason, it always seems to be that way with any type of extraterrestrial phenomena. Therefore, when I look at this video, I'm baffled. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's a statue or if it's a real thin person who could fit into a bodysuit of that size.
The body is very, very skinny, but we're going to play devil's advocate. It could be, now don't get me wrong, it could be the real deal.
Although this photograph in particular may be highly suspect, I want to stress that that doesn't mean that all photographs of extraterrestrials or UFOs are fake. In fact, we know plenty of them can be real.
It's interesting, as Kyle stated earlier, the dates of this photo and why it was released just recently doesn't really match up. Some say it's done in 2017 that this was actually captured, but now Kyle's saying it goes back to 2015. So what's really going on with this photo and why is it released now? Well, that's a question.
It looks fake. The only one way it would look fake, because we don't know what to look for. We see something like this, it's fake automatically, because aliens aren't showing up to everybody every day, if at all. Look how long it's been since we've seen a really good alien photograph.
It's very, very intriguing to me because this, on an alien scale, it looks like a reptilian. It looks like something we have seen people having nightmares about. It looks like something that is looking for prey. And we know from what we have learned from people who have had a lot of experiences with reptilian type aliens, they're not a great species to be around.
We see the facial expression, the bone structure, the definition in the face and the shoulders, especially the arm, which is not hidden by the shadow of the tree when the flash goes off on the camera. As you see, the whole tree's lit up and whatnot. And so you see the definition in the muscles. And so it being photoshopped, it doesn't look photoshopped.
He always got a debate. Was this created for kind of a monetary reason, just to create content for the Mexican media, for the UFO channels? I'm not sure. But what we're looking at here is, it's an interesting pick, to say the least.
Your guess is as good as mine. I really don't know if this is real or if this is fake. But I do know this, that if it is a person who is hiding in a bodysuit to look like a reptilian, they need to do some eating because they are way too thin to fit into that suit. Lord knows I couldn't fit into it.
You can look back at the Rake. You can look back at Dogman. This one, to me, has a ring. I don't even know. It looks real. That's all I can say. I don't know, guys. I'm going to look into it a little further. If I have any news, I'll let you know. But back to you guys, Blake and Brent.
Are we looking at a true alien, or is this some kind of massive hoax? I'm hoping we could find out more information from the police officer from Mexico. We're putting it out there. We invited this whole panel tonight. I'm hoping you guys are enjoying it. We're going to be continuing to do this in special episodes as the videos come in. We're going to invite the panel, kind of like a round table, go over the evidence, and maybe even get more in depth than we ever have at Third Phase of Moon. Stick around. It's going to get exciting. Third Phase Moon has a new collaboration, and it's about to go big. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. Blake Cousins. We'll see you real soon. So I hope everybody enjoyed our special episode with our panel tonight. We're going to be continuing to do this. We think it's really important to get people's reactions, people that have been involved in the field for decades, and it's going to get incredible as the information comes into Third Phase Moon and we present it in a discussion like you've just seen tonight. It is our pleasure to be dealing with people like Rich Giordano from Goof on Radio and Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, experts Preston Dennett, he's got so much insight, along with UFO Proof Kyle. He asks the big questions and we're going to find out a lot of things in this panel. And don't forget, the Rebel Underground Doc Skinner brings a lot to the table. We have even more people joining the Third Phase of Moon team, and this, let me tell you, is the dream team now in ufology. It is the place to share your stuff. MUFON is done. Third Phase of Moon, let it rise, get to the top, let it be known to millions. Third Phase of Moon is taking your UFO sightings and sharing it to the world and bringing you the updates and bringing you critical thinking in regards to the newest, the most up-to-date UFO sightings from around the world. My contact is in my email. Hit me up if you've got incredible UFO videos that you have yet to share to the world. We're standing by. And make sure you visit all our guests. They all have their YouTube channels. We're going to be supplying their original link. Check them out. They've got a lot of insight and they do a lot of follow-ups as well. Give them some love. Tell them Third Phase of Moon sent you. And make sure you subscribe to the panel. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. We're not alone. We'll see you real soon with more special reports.